I mean, I'm frustrated. I don't like losing. I hate losing. I can't stomach it, and we're continuing to do that right now, not being able to find a way to pull these wins out that I feel like are within our grasp and within our fingertips. And I'm just done with you fought hard and congrats, all these, like, I'm a winning results person, so it's frustrating despite all the circumstances. I don't care about any of that. We're in position to win some games. We need to be able to do that, pull that out, and that's my expectation daily. So bright spots, coming back, tying the game, down 12, coming back, tying the game. Bright spots, Cam's production tonight. So, there are things to be optimistic about and happy about, but ultimately, like I said, I'm a winner and I want to win, and I know those are coming. I think they can come sooner rather than later, but we got to be firing on all cylinders and playing our best basketball to even have a chance to win this year. So it's hard when a couple people, aren't with us or locked in. We're a team that really needs to be firing on all cylinders to be able to win and still find ourselves in a bunch of these games, which is nice, but doesn't make you feel any better if you don't win it.
After, I think it was UCF, you talked about steps forward and then steps back, and you had steps forward against TCU, and then what did you think were the steps back tonight compared to TCU?
Like I said, I just thought, there's a few of us that just weren't locked in today, and for me, it's like a listening, paying attention, executing thing. Like, it's very, very simple stuff, and we need to be locked in and do what we're asked and do it to the best of our ability and follow a game plan, and just like things we talk about at halftime, 3 minutes later, please, go do it. Like those types of things. That's in complete control. Like I said, we need everybody that checks in the basketball game for Arizona this year to be at their best, just productive, plus minus. We need to all be in the pluses if we even want a chance to win games. We can't have no shows on the defensive end, offensive end, vice versa. That's what really hurts us.
Doing with Davis, or what were you guys not doing to defend her that enabled her to get so many easy baskets?
I mean, when you let somebody go off in the first half, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves the rest of the game. We didn't make her life difficult enough. All we talked about was how good she was, her physicality, the way that we were going to guard her. We made adjustments throughout the game, and some people did, and then some people forgot about the adjustments. It was just it was a very inconsistent effort defending her by our post group, and I will challenge them on that when we watch this film because it just wasn't good enough. She's a great player, don't get me wrong. We weren't holding the kid scoreless, but was way too efficient tonight, and that was not the game plan by any means.
You guys had a lot of foul trouble, and many of those fouls were on screens by the bigs on the offensive end. Is there something fundamentally that they need to do differently than to not have that happen?
We have one player that's having a moving screen issue right now, and we've coached her through it. We'll continue to coach her through it. That's a discipline problem. And again, it's our job as coaches to continue to. Those are some of my frustrations, though. Some examples of my frustrations. A lot of the fouls were not moving screen calls, but I will hold my comments on the other foul calls because it was a frustrating game to be able to get into a flow when I just thought our players were getting, called for every little thing. So.
At the foul calls and the players fouling out, it actually brought an opportunity to bring Cam in, and Cam, you went off. You had a great game. What were you seeing out there that was allowing you? I mean, your threes were hitting. Not so much at the end when you were trying, but when you first came in. What were you seeing out there?
They were just sagging off a shooter. I mean, we have good enough point guards and guards that are going to find me and give me the ball. I mean, they were just sagging off really hard.
Did you think that was, they didn't make the adjustment quick enough from what happened in the first half, or?
Yeah, I mean, the person that was guarding me kept sagging off the whole time. I don't know what adjustments they did or didn't make, but I mean, my teammates kept finding me. Coach Burke kept drawing up plays where we were getting me open and getting good looks.
Cam, what do you think you guys need to do as a team better on the defensive end?
I mean, the fouls. I mean, we're a really aggressive team. I mean, we're the same way in practice. I think we just got to be smarter. I mean, we have our spurts, but like Coach Burke says it every single day, we can't let offense dictate our defense. We got to let the defense dictate the offense. And coming from an offensive player, I've learned that being here. I'm getting hype when I make a shot, but I'm getting hype when a Chol gets a block, you know? Like, we just got to let defense lead it all because we're really freaking good defensively. I think, like, one of the top in the conference, even though we're smaller. I think we're the most active, most aggressive.
You guys had a great hustle tonight on defense. Was there anything like in specific that stood out to either you or Coach Burke defensively, especially in the second half?
I mean, that's when, like, you know, when we're out there getting deflections and steals and live rebounds that are letting us play with more pace on offense, that's when we make our runs. So, you know, when it helps when Lonnie gets out there and gets a steal at half court. It helps when, you know, Samaya tips a ball on the backside. Like, we're a very, very we're a team that is best when we get to play fast offensively, when we have to kind of set it up and slow it down. We have some limitations on the skill side on the offensive end, but when we're able to play with pace, which comes from our defense, we're a much better team. So that's when you see us go on runs like that.
What did you like about Cam's performance tonight?
I thought she was confident. I mean, Cam can go for 20 every night. Like, that is not a question. What I've challenged her on is the defensive end of the floor and sitting down and competing. And she literally asked me today at shoot-around, she's like, what do I have to do to play more? And I said, compete and go hard at all times. Because she is a very, like, savvy, lackadaisical way about her, and that hurts her defensively sometimes. So she stayed in the game. Y'all might think it's because she's making shots, but she was guarding, you know. I'd have her on the floor for 40 minutes if she'll guard that way. I mean, she was a +1, one of 2 players that was even in the positives for us tonight. So if she'll keep guarding, defending, and competing and playing hard, she'll be on the floor a ton.
What's the biggest adjustment you have to make yourself a better defensive player?
Timing. It's all about angles and timing. I mean, close out to the top foot. That's our principles, but also, like, not going on every shot fake jab. Like, it's really just timing. When your defender moves, you move. No fouls. Keep your hands off. Like, it's really just timing and all about angles. But definitely gotten better at it.
When you, when it's a foul-heavy game like this one was, and you guys are a quick-moving team, what do you say to your players when everything's just getting stopped regularly? How do you keep them motivated and ready to go out and keep running?
You just, like, early on in the season, we would pout and look up at the board and, like, just be dramatic about stuff. Like, you know, that was an unbelievably, never mind. It was a frustrating game. Like, it was hard to watch as a coach. So I can imagine how they're feeling as a player. I know how they're feeling as a player. I've been there. But it's positive to see, like, our maturity, and they try to just tight huddle. And, you know, like, I don't blame some of the emotions. It was a very, very frustrating game to be a part of as a coach, and then watching my players have to go through that. So, you know, we'll send the clips in. We'll watch the film ourselves. Don't get me wrong. We were at fault for some of it as well. But just tell them next play, you know, next play. It's hard when somebody's standing in there for a charge and she's planted for like 30 seconds before the kid runs into her. Like, how do I correct that? It was a great play. It was called incorrectly. You know what I mean? So it's hard. But the maturity, keeping them in tight huddles, next play, trying to keep them focused on forward instead of what we can do about poor calls, you know.
Samaya, just the way she's come on, especially since Mickey's gone out, what do you see in her as far as growth?
You know, with Mickey out, I think Samaya knows that her leash is a little bit longer, that I've got to have her on the floor, you know, that I'm going to let her play through some mistakes. You know, when your depth is what ours is at the guard position right now, it lets you play a little bit more free. I got to play her. I got to have her out there. But I think also she's not fouling as much these days, which is what was really handcuffing her earlier on in the season. It wasn't that I wanted to have her on the bench. She was just fouling all the time. So she's been doing a better job with that too.
When Mickey went down, Cam, was there a discussion among you and your teammates that, hey, we need to step up and try to fill the void?
Yeah, we talked about it as a team, but it was kind of unspoken. One of your most productive offensive scorer goes down. Everybody kind of just knows it in the room. And Coach Burke texted me, and she was like, "This is a chance to step up. Like, we all know who can do what on the offensive end. We just have to do it. Everyone sticks to their strengths. Like, Lonnie had 10 assists. She did what she did. Samaya really got us hot in the first quarter. Like, I got to hit some shots when I'm in."
Coach, I know you're very one game at a time and probably haven't done your in-depth scouting on Iowa State yet, but everyone knows about Audie Crooks and how good she is. What are your initial thoughts on that challenge?
I'm not sleeping a ton right now anyway. And I'm not going to sleep a ton knowing that she's on the horizon. She's a very good player, and we'll have a great game plan. We will. Went to TCU, had a great game plan. We'll have a great game plan at Iowa State. I'm not going away from the fact that I believe there's some wins left in our Big 12 season for this group. When we get them, it'll feel like $1 million, but it's going to take everything we got to get those few. So, never know. It could be on Saturday if we do what we're supposed to do.
School in the Big 12 that has a larger average attendance than
Yeah.
you guys. Are you looking forward to playing in that atmosphere, either one of you?
I definitely am. I love it.
I love it.
We love it. Thank you.